Class tells over time. Is it really a changing of the guard? Bam Rodriguez scores a seventh round TKO of Estrada in a beautiful, beautiful fight. In this video, we're going to be talking about at what we call it Fouts boxing theory, or what I call layers and layering your offense and defense. We're going to be talking about those layers as the adjustments go through the fight. This was a very, 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 very beautiful and high level fight. Also, if you guys are interested, check out the Fouts Boxing Academy. It's a private coaching server on Discord with hundreds of drills. There's over 30 members already joining up, sending in videos, training. All my post-fight film studies are going there. My pre-fight film studies are going there, as well as a new feature. We're going to be doing some boxing betting stuff, specifically targeting some boxing betting, rather lower level fights in particular. Okay, and I'm going to be teaching you guys how to predict fights based off of these layers that I'm going to be talking about in this fight with Bam Rodriguez and Estrada. When we're going to be talking about those, identifying those layers, and in those video film studies that are going to be on Discord, they're going to be discussing those layers. Are going to be going over how to predict fights using those layers and using those theories. And again, these are lower level fighters, so the fights may not be as entertaining, or it's not like. But you're going to learn so much more about boxing. You're going to learn so much more about fighting and why it works. And I'm going to prove all of my boxing theory, teaching you guys how to predict fights in these low-level fights when we go over these. And we're going to do some to make money. Hopefully, there's an opportunity to make money. But we're going to even be breaking down, fights that are very obvious, where there's not really any money to be made. Where the fighter is like 2,000 favorite, there's no money to be made there, if you've already got $2,000 just to throw away. Anyway, that's not true. If they let you get down 5 bets at 2 G's and it's a sure thing, that's still money to be made. But anyway, that's not here nor there. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Also, again, Fouts Boxing Academy, I'm going to be teaching. It's like a private coaching Discord, hundreds of drills. People are sending in videos. I'm teaching boxing there, teaching people how to become better fighters. Nothing held back. The goal is to create an entire community. We're going to be doing, again, like I said, teaching boxing betting. We're going to be going over sports bets each week, so there's always going to be continuity, things to go over, talk about, discuss. There's also going to be post-fight film studies, which, this one being the best fight of the week, the most technical. We're going to be breaking this one down. The other fights are already on Discord and on Patreon as well. So anyway, we got a long video, kind of. But on the thing, it's a community of fighters, people who are training to become better fighters, that want to be professionals, that want to be good, or just want to learn how to fight and want to learn how to, what we're going to call at Fouts Boxing, organizing your fight strategy and organizing your combat sequences. Okay, and it's really, really, really important. Like Teofimo Lopez, we talk a lot about him learning to reorganize his fight pattern. Okay, I'm going to teach you guys how to do that, teach you guys how to create layers and stuff. But let's go ahead and get into the film study now that we're like 4 minutes in. And we're going to start talking a little bit about Bam Rodriguez and his feinting, his lead hand control game. It was really, really, really beautiful controlling here. Look at him just touching the line here. He's not really giving him anything, just touch, right? Just controlling space, cross the line a little bit. And now a little stabbing, feinting, stepping jab, right? Now, we're going to talk a lot about the stepping jab part. Again, this is really, really, really important. But this is layer 1, right? Controlling space. And now he's going to poke at the line with a little snappy version of it, right? And again, he's going to do the same thing, give him a couple of bit of feints. And again, this little snap here is not to hit his opponent. Okay, it's just to control space, see how he reacts. Okay, if he's not going to react, right, what we're going to do, if he's not reacting, we're going to just make a follow-up attack. Right now, in this instance, and what we call at Fouts Boxing Theory, what we call a follow-up attack is a follow-up attack. And again, this is a Fouts Boxing Theory. Okay, this idea, we're going to take a look at the last time we interacted at the line and what we did, and we're going to make an adjustment based on that information. We're going to call that a follow-up attack. Okay, we're going to be following up on some previous information. Now, this is one of the lowest level of control or the lowest level of feinting, or lowest level of setting up your attacks, because your opponent can make an adjustment at any time. Okay, so we're going to be calling them these kinds of styles very basic follow-up attacks. And as we saw here, Mr. Estrada didn't have an adjustment or didn't have a reaction to the stepping thing here, right? He didn't tighten his guard. He didn't look to parry. So Rodriguez is going to make a little bit of an adjustment, and he's just going to shoot that shot instead of a probe, instead of at the guard, he's going to look to attack at him, right? Just following up on his previously known information, right? And again, all these terms that I'm talking about, they're going to become like mainstream terms, right? Other terms like I talk about circling, right? Most people call it lateral movement. I've never liked that term because you don't just move sideways, right? You circle your opponent or you step around your opponent. These ideas and theories are becoming more prominent. You know, you've got clowns like Tim Bradley, you know, starting to teach that and stuff. But where was that 2 years ago or 3 years ago? Okay, all of it was because I'm teaching that. That's my style of teaching. And all these clowns, they just follow my stuff, right? Tim Bradley, Mighty Mouse, who's that fucking idiot? All of those guys. Anyway, so follow-up attack, okay. So he sees that there's a little bit of space. Okay, can throw the jab, still no counter. All right, throw the jab. All right, no counter. And again, he just wants to see what you're going to be doing, see if there's going to be any opportunities there for a follow-up attack. Now, as it kind of goes on, right, going to use that jab, right, and what's the follow-up, right? Well, his opponent starts countering him, and he turns it into a pull counter. Right? Again, he's just throwing this shot at the guard. He's not even trying to hit him, right? And he's able to check the line, okay? See what his opponent is going to do. Again, checking the line, right? That's one of the ways that we want to see how our opponent is going to react, right? One of those things that we're going to do on first contact, right? Checking the line on first contact. That's our layer 1, okay? So we got first contact, right? He's going to be probing with the jab, and immediately Estrada tries to counter him and follow him back, and he gets pull countered here with this shot here. Some overall very good boxing from Rodriguez, right? Very, very, very high level. Now, again, when we take a look at this, okay, on the first layer, right, he's going to be making an attack on layer 1. Now, layer 2 is Rodriguez found a hole? Is he going to follow up on a perceived hole that Rodriguez has? Because Rodriguez has not been leaving the line, but Rodriguez is ready. He wasn't throwing that shot to attack. He didn't try to land it. It was just a probe. Now Rodriguez is attacking a probe, trying to follow it back on layer 2, and Rodriguez is ready on layer 3 to follow him back. It's actually wound up being a little bit of a control before he throws the rear hand, but it's not enough to be in a whole extra beat, right, or moment in the fight. And again, when we talk about beats in fights, again, that's a Fouts boxing term on this beat, on this rhythm, right? These are Fouts boxing terms that I came up with on my channel. You guys can all take a look at them. Now, again, excellent pull counter right there. Finding a way to have some follow-ups off of his jab, right? But these are follow-ups that come off of his opponent's attack, right? He's like, okay, when I do this, what do you do, right? Now, going to give him a little bit of a feint here, getting coiled, getting his way to the ground. What does Estrada do? Nothing? All right, so let's see. Nothing there. He's going to control him with the jab. Now, Estrada makes a huge mistake attacking that. It's going to be a pull counter, however, from Bam Rodriguez. Again, a nice little follow-up here, nice little pull counter, getting on the line with a little probe here. First contact. Is he exerting himself? Is this a really hard shot? He's just checking the line. He just wants to see what he's going to do, and he gets a great reaction from Estrada, and he's ready with this probe here. Boom, and pulls. Pop. Beautiful shot. So shots like this, where you're going to be countering your opponent, and it's not just following up on previously known information like this. These types of moves are called your high-level probes, right? Here he's controlling the line. He gets a reaction from his opponent. He pulls off. Very, very, very real-time problem solving, right? Whereas the other ones, where you're just going to jump back on the line, a basic follow-up, it's not really real-time. You're mostly just kind of racing your opponent, okay? Now, very, very interesting here. So he's going to get on the line here. And again, watch Bam Rodriguez back foot getting onto the front foot when he brings his weight to the front foot here. Estrada is catching him with the rear hand, right? Excellent. Now, this being a first contact move from Estrada, right? That's his first contact move, his layer 1 attack. Normally, it's a jab. but here he has a little bit of deception here by going with the rear hand, makes it just that much more difficult to anticipate and interact with correctly. Okay. Now, getting on the line, and again, let's watch and read Estrada's weight, right? Front foot, back foot, and he's trying to time getting Bam Rodriguez on the front foot as well, so he can land this rear hand. Now, he's tried this trick a few times to land this rear hand already. He caught him last time, and now Rodriguez is paying attention, very, very close attention, jumping off the line, boom, 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 and following him up. Now, last time that Estrada did that move, okay, the last time he did that move, he threw that shot, boom. Did he have any post-punch defense? Did he move his head after? Did he exit the line? Did he follow up? Right? What did he do? He didn't really have anything. So Bam Rodriguez remembered this, and he made a little bit of an adjustment here so that when he does throw that shot, he's jumping off the line and remembering, oh, there's going to be space here to attack him after if I'm fast enough. So he jumps off the line, boom, bop, bop, bop. Excellent shot. Now, doesn't mean he's not ready to follow up or not capable. He just was choosing not to. He was doing something more like admiring his work rather than getting off the line, getting prepared to defend from a possible next attack, or following up, right? Making a follow-up attack or continuing that sequence, okay? Now, this here represents one of Bam Rodriguez's biggest flaws, okay? Is him getting hit here after doing something really good mid-sequence, right? So like again, let's take a look at this when we take a look at what's going on. So layer 1, he's going to be getting on the line. First layer, first contact, gets on the line with the rear hand. Bam Rodriguez on first contact. His move is going to be jump off the line. Now, before Rodriguez gets to make his second move, Estrada's going to try to jump back onto the line and make an attack onto him. So this is second layer. Bop, bop, right? So that's third. He made a combination here. And now for the third beat, he's still here. And Estrada's biggest problem is that once he decides and he commits and he does something mid-sequence, whether it's second or third contact, he often finds himself sitting there if it's not part of his problem. And this ends up being a very, very big problem. When we talk about fighting and we talk about layers and we talk about consistency when we're trying to pick the winners of a fight, okay? Especially important when you're talking about lower level guys, because this is a problem that a lower level guy usually makes on first contact. When we reorganize what we think about what Bam Rodriguez was doing, when we see that he does it off of his jab and he can still pull and then fight off of it, he shows a level of defensive responsibility that shows that he can fight off of those layers that's not common of lesser level fighters. Okay, so the fact that he's getting hit here on third contact after jumping off the line and then jumping back on the line with a combination, what he's still doing is still fighting at a very, very high level. Very, very few fighters are fighting on second and third contact. You know, when you go back and you guys look at a time in combat sports when, you know, say like Floyd Mayweather was the guy, right? How many of his fights were second and third contact? It was mostly just him jumping on the line and throwing the first punch, then grabbing or holding and ducking below the waist. He fought everything on first contact. That's also what spawned everyone, like fighters like Shakur Stevenson, to think that they were going to be able to do the same thing, right? That's why he struggles, because people who can see first contact coming, right? Every single fighter that grew up watching and aspiring to be Floyd Mayweather is not going to be caught with that dumb shit, right? Which is every generation after Floyd Mayweather, right? So that's not going to work at the highest level, because all the highest levels are these clones of Floyd Mayweather, right? First contact fighters. Shakur Stevenson. You've got, I think Keyshawn Davis is a little bit like that guy. You know, I'm not saying like Floyd Mayweather, guys. That's not what I'm saying. Time out. Chill. I'm saying first contact fighter. Okay. Now, anyway, blah, 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 blah. Checked out that little tiny itty bitty feint here. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful feinting from Estrada or from Rodriguez. And Estrada has to respect it, because Bam Rodriguez actually can't throw punches that fast. And that's like the difference between having like a high level feint or a low level feint, is how fast and snappy you are and how well you can punch. Now, most people think that punchers are born, okay, and they're not. They can't be taught and all this stuff, and you can improve punching power a little bit, but I am proving that I'm number one striking coach of all time. I can teach anybody how to punch hard. I can teach anybody to become a fast and snappier and stronger fighter. And this is the entire concept of class tells over time. Okay, and it's extremely important to understand who the faster and stronger and snappier, more conditioned athlete is. Okay, it's extremely important because class tells over time, and as we're going to see in this fight, Estrada is the less snappier and fit guy. He's going to wear down faster. And this is extremely, extremely important for the overall understanding of how the fights are going to be playing out. Because again, like Mike Tyson says, okay, everyone fights hard for 3 rounds, right? And this is an extremely, extremely important idea to understand and conceptualize, okay? So feinting him here, getting a little bit of control, and then stepping with that shot. And again, you can see how sharp that little feint is, and then how sharp this stepping jab is. They're nearly identical in time and space. Okay, now getting on the line with this rear hand, kind of disrupting a little bit of his rhythm there, not allowing him to kind of throw those stepping jabs because, why? Well, he was just checking the line with the feint. Then he checked the line with the stepping jab to touch the glove. Estrada has realized, okay, well, now he's going to jump onto my line and really hit me with that jab. So I got to disrupt his line a little bit. I got to do something. I got to change the pattern, right? Now, again, Rodriguez has to decide, okay, do I trust the last information now that I gave him all this time to think because he just threw some punches at me? He had some time to think if I jump on the line with that stepping jab again. So now we may be back to square one in terms of those layers, right? So here he goes back to checking the line. Hey, what are you doing over there? Now, he decides to counter. This is a very interesting sequence because he tries to counter that jab, right, from Estrada, right? He's going to jab here, and he tries to counter the jab from Estrada. Boom, boom. And look at him getting hit here with the rear hand, okay? Where do we remember this from, you guys? Maybe a little bit around 6, when Rodriguez actually goes down. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, but we got a little bit more in this little clip to talk about. Now, again, Rodriguez trying to interact with Estrada on second contact. The first jab comes out. He's trying to counter the second beat, and he gets disrupted with the rear hand right there. Now, boom, jumps on the line with that jab. Did he ask a question? No, he just chose to remember, okay, what did he do last time when I threw that jab? Oh, he just moved to the back half of his line. So what's he going to do? Okay, move to the back half of his line, and he comes back with this cross, right? This left cross thing. So now let's take a look at that one more time, okay? Just want to show you guys. He's going to throw that jab, and now look at him, his positioning, right? He moves his weight to the back foot. Again, once he moves his weight to the back foot here, this is the position that he's springing out of that left stepping jab hook cross thing, right? He's jumping forward in a very similar manner that Bam Rodriguez does. Now, if he's anticipating a second move on second contact on this position, this is an excellent follow-up from Estrada, fighting him on second contact. Again, layers of contact, right? Layers of combat, okay? He's going to say, okay, I'll be fine on the jab. I'm going to counter him on the second beat, right? So a few things about this, okay? Number one, all right, when we take a look at Estrada or we take a look at Bam Rodriguez's guard, this guard makes him very susceptible to being hit on first contact because he doesn't have his hands in a position to guard the line. It's extremely important when we approach the line, especially if we're banking on being faster and more explosive than a guy, that we have our hands in a position to interact with them because their whole job is to explode onto our line and hit us before we can react. And if our hands are not in a position, see this, how they're low? All of this surface area is open for it. Whereas, as we can clearly see here on Estrada, he has hand, there's a space where there's no space to hit him. And here, there's a space on his face where there's no space to hit him. There's still space in the middle where you can hit him cleanly, right, on the face here. Okay, there's still a little gap there. Okay, but some of that space is being taken up. Okay, now, again, as he gets to the line, he's going to try to time as he goes back, forward, and now as he's going back, right, trying to jump onto his line with this jab thing to jump onto his line and keep him there, pin him on the back foot. But he's fighting using known information from his last sequence, right? He wound up in this sequence giving Estrada too much time to make an adjustment. This is also the problem that one of the problems that Rodriguez has because he's always stepping with his with his jab. He's not using his rear hand as we saw Estrada using his rear hand to probe earlier, even though, again, Bam was able to pick it apart very, very, very quickly. Again, the faster, stronger, more talented guy. Class tells over time. How was it showing in round one, right? But again, jumping on that line. Now stepping, look at him penduluming after on second beat, right? Very, very, very bad pendulum step right here from Rodriguez. This is one of his worst moves, worst things. There's like only three or four things that he does that suck. And we're going to talk about them in this video. And I do expect that some of them will be fixed and worked on, because I know for a fact that RGBA watch and follow my channel 100%. I showed up at the gym one time, and they knew who I was. So 100% they know, and they watch the channel. So look for some of these things in their next fight, and you guys will know that they're watching. Okay. Now, rear hand probe, just talking shit about it, gets on the line. Now, his is only okay here. Notice he's going to be getting front foot, and now he's going to drop. He's going to get a little pull, boom, so he can jump into it. That's the same move that he basically uses on first contact to feint with his jab, so it's not really hidden. It's not really a rear hand probe here. As you can see, his opponent is still catching it here, but he's attempting to use this as his first contact, very similarly to how Estrada did. Now, take a look at this move here. Check him out. Boom. Look at his defensive responsibility after checking the line with that shot. He doesn't know how his opponent's going to react, so he immediately gets his weight down, pulls, gets his block up. Beautiful. Beautiful work. Even though, like, there's no danger, that's not the point. Now, if you guys want to know what I call that on Fouts Boxing Academy, okay, this is a Fouts Boxing term, okay? I call it the cost of business, all right? It's not free just to throw hard punches and fast punches at a guy just because you punch hard and fast. All right, it's not free. They're not just going to respect it and be like, oh, well, it's Bam Rodriguez, so like he threw a hard, I better just like, no. As we saw with Estrada, he's going to try to punch you in the face. There's a cost of business, and making sure that you can fight off of multiple layers of combat is extremely important. Okay, so Bam Rodriguez demonstrating, again, like how I've told you guys before, on first contact, here's his first contact move. This is a high level of defensive responsibility. He threw the jab. He had the second layer of his defensive responsibility jumping off so that he could counter the counter, right? He countered the rear hand and he countered the lead hand from Estrada, both off the back of his probing jab. Okay, so, but we've also seen him fail very, very deep into sequences on second and third contact, right? Notice him using his second contact for defense there, his second beat, right? Second layer. Now, some beautiful boxing here, okay? Getting on the line, controlling him. Here comes that jab. He's pulling, countering that shot. Now, again, trying to counter the counters, right? Some beautiful, beautiful boxing here, okay? I think I missed a clip somewhere. But did I miss a clip somewhere? Where did that clip go? Boom, boom. I didn't finish this clip. Okay. So he's going to jab, shoot the jab. He's going to try to counter that jab, pulling and getting under it, and then countering to the body here. Really, really, really good shot from Estrada here at the end of round one. A beautiful, beautiful adjustment from Estrada to counter the pull counters, right? Because layer one, again, when they're fighting on layer one, here's layer one, stepping jab, boom. And again, check this out. Look at this little movement, ba, from boom. Very, very similar to the stepping jab, right? Now, countering on beat two, countering on beat three, he's getting under. And then he's countering on layer four, going to the body. Now, I can't tell if Bam Rodriguez is countering him here. I don't think he is. I think he's just eating this shot here. But in this sequence, making an adjustment going first, predicting second, predicting third, and then countering fourth here. Again, adding to the layer. Again, Bam Rodriguez just showing that he's, levels. He's, deep. He's layers ahead of Rodriguez or of Estrada, right? Beautiful, beautiful boxing. And again, we got a decent amount of clips left to go. Oh, is this that same clip? Yeah. Now, pulling. Okay, a lot of people call this changing levels. I don't like calling it changing levels. It's very important to understand that a guy in this position is very dangerous. He is coiled. He's about to spring up and let a shot go and do something, right? Now, Rodriguez here is just using it. Oh, are you going to do something when I do my jab, right? He's not really looking. He's just checking the line here. He's like, what do you think about that? And that's very similar to him stepping like this, right? That's his precursor to that move. Now he stepped, and now he's going to do the stepping jab. And again, checking the line with layers as well, right? He did a small feint very close to his line, then a small stepping feint closer to his opponent's line, then a stepping jab feint. Some beautiful, beautiful boxing, very, very high level stuff. And again, Rodriguez has to prevent himself from walking into that trap that he landed in last time where he got countered with that left cross when he pendulum onto his line. So he has to check it like this very slow and get these kind of reactions from Estrada. Make him show his hand, right? He has to disarm those traps, okay? Can't let him have any traps. Now, Estrada trying to make a couple of adjustments real quick. I just want to point this out. He's trying to counter here basically on the same beat, right, as boom, boom, right? Trying to counter real quick here against that jab. And then again, the jab's going to come out here. Boom, and he's trying to counter immediately, super, super, super fast. Again, to try to alienate Rodriguez from his jab. Now, again, that's on second contact, trying to make that beat very, very, very quick. Now, again, feinting again. And again, what happens after Rodriguez feints a couple times? Well, after he feints a couple times, he's going to start throwing that jab. So Estrada is disrupting his feinting patterns, right? Beautiful, beautiful boxing. Very, very, very smart for him to pick up that pattern. Now, what did we notice before? Well, he didn't really move his head after he threw those rear hands. Now, this is Estrada kind of trying to disrupt Rodriguez, so he was trying to time that rear hand in a way that would disrupt him, not necessarily put him in a good position. So he wasn't actually in position to defend it here. He's just trying to disrupt. So on layer 2, he winds up failing and getting hit. Now again, when Rodriguez does something good, he doesn't always follow it up, right? One of the costs of business, okay? Again, it's very, very, very important. Feint, right? Boom. What's the cost of business? You just made an attack on your opponent's line. A high level, fast, snappy, powerful guy, pound for pound. A champion. What's he going to do? He's going to punch you in the face. There's no question about it, you guys. And if you're not training in a way that allows you to understand this and fight and train with this layer in mind, you are setting yourself up for failure. Without training with this layer in mind, okay? You just threw an attack at a high level, pound for pound champion. What are you thinking, Rodriguez? He's going to be coming back. It's the cost of business, okay? All right. This one's a little bit choppy. Again, opening up with the rear hand, expecting that counter. Look at him getting his glove up to block, and then look at him setting up a counter. Again, a lot of really, really beautiful boxing in this fight. A lot of really, really high-level layers, blocking that shot, coming back with the counter. And again, Rodriguez not doing a bad job. Here comes the rear hand. He's jumping off the line, getting planted, coming back with his counter. Oof, high-level stuff. It is getting blocked by Estrada. But even though Estrada's not landing this shot, it's very, very, very important that we understand that, again, Rodriguez's final layer, when he's interacting with his opponent and he's already interacted with him once, is suspect. Okay, this is very, very, very important when you're fighting high-level guys. Now, Estrada has the, he's like the highest level guy right now, so, but you have to remember, there was a time where Floyd Mayweather was the highest level guy, and people were all like, man, this guy's like the greatest of all time. He could literally stand in front of some bum, and then someone throws a punch at him, and he ducks below the waist, and then comes up and grabs them and holds them, and he's really strong for the weight class, and now they can't out-wrestle him, and he didn't even have to have any defense, and they thought he was really good. But we see that that's not good boxing now. We see that there was a time where that was okay. Anyway, so we're going to talk about first contact in this clip. And now, first thing I want you to take a look at, Bam Rodriguez's lead hand. Okay, it's down by his waist. It's low. If his opponent was, I don't know, let's say he had to fight somebody really fast. Let's say somebody for real though. Let's be like, let's not make it fantasy. Let's try to find a real fighter, someone he could really think about having to fight, someone who's like a real danger if he had to fight this guy that's real, right? What if he had to fight, I don't know, Bam Rodriguez? Who would win here? Do you think he would keep his hand this low if he was fighting Bam Rodriguez? Right? But he's not fighting in a way that he understands that his opponents might ever be as dangerous as he is. Right? And it's very, very, very important to understand that you're not going to be capable of anything more than your opponent is capable of unless you've trained hard to do it. Right? That's a whole other thing. But the important idea is that somebody who's fast, somebody who's explosive is going to be able to just say, okay, I don't care if I can fight off that punch. I don't care about the cost of business. I don't care if I can do A, B, C, or D. I'm just going to jump on this guy's line and bow and arrow jab this guy in the face. I'm just going to Devin Haney this guy. And then look at, you guys have an entire career right there of just completely ignoring any defensive responsibility, just being fast, strong, and then blitzing a guy who doesn't have good defense. That's Devin Haney's entire career. He's just going to pepper you with that jab, hope to find some random hole, right? I'm not saying that I think that Devin Haney would beat Bam Rodriguez, right? But maybe if he's not going to keep his hands up, right? That's the point. That's the idea, right? Now, as he gets to the line, first contact. Is he controlling space with the lead hand anymore? No. So he gets there and he does nothing. So he's going to get to the line and do nothing again. And what happens? His opponent decided to get there with a stepping jab that was very fast and catch him, right? And again, it's just one of those quick ways to fall behind. Now, he wasn't ready for the first beat. Why would he be ready for the second one? So getting hit on first contact and even more, right? What if he threw this shot to the head and he landed to the head? Okay. Having a low guard makes you more susceptible, not just to layer one, but to layer two as well. And again, it's extremely, extremely important because that's the only other flaw or that's one of the only other big flaws that Bam Rodriguez has. And again, look at his guard; it's so low right now. If he just jumps straight on the line, he's getting cracked. Right? His opponent doesn't even have to have that much good at aim, that much of A, B, C, or D. It's just a straight shot. And because his hand is down when he's jumping straight in, Estrada just has to put his hand out. Okay, now. Estrada's a very good fighter, and the fact that he was able to do this a few times and he wasn't able to follow it up with the rear hand, will be very important later. But very, very, very important when we take a look at that and we see those small holes. Now, he's been doing this thing where he'll get to the front foot here, first contact, and he'll kind of lean this way. He's throwing this little uppercut here. Now, when he throws that shot, look at him peel this way and get away from this shot. He's not actually getting hit by this shot. Right, he's kind of peeling, but pretty clever. I thought it was pretty nice. Boom, and then gets off the line. We're going to see a couple of different little things with that as well. Boom. So again, he's not hiding it as well as he thinks he is because he has to take that step, his base step right there to throw that shot, but here's his first contact layer, right? Now, this move, boom, look at him smack him and hurt him right there. Really, really, really good shot. We're going to be breaking this move down throughout the course of this film study and talking a lot about it. This is a fake boxing move, okay? Boom. Now, take a look at him get control with the right hand, with the forearm, and then he's pivoting here, and then he throws a shot. So again, when we talk about layers, what layer are they on? Okay, well, here's 1, 2, 3, 4. He could have thrown 4 punches here. But instead of throwing a punch, he goes here, boom, and instead of throwing a 3, he puts his forearm here and doesn't land a punch even though he transitioned his weight. And now he shifts his weight here and pendulums, shifted his weight, didn't throw a punch. Finally throws a punch, does catch the guy with a good shot, right? But he missed so many opportunities to throw other punches, right? And there was no reason for him to change that angle. This is a fake move. This is like, again, one of those like top 5 things that suck about Bam. Okay, and there's really probably only 4 things, I think. I don't know if we've got to all of them yet, but this fake move, he always steps with his jab. Second and third contact. If he attacked on second and third contact, then he doesn't usually have any cost of business left. He won't fight off any extra layers, right? I think those are the most important three right there. But we're gonna see this fake move get broken down a few times. Now again, getting on the line, control, rear hand. Now again, look at him jumping with this rear hand here. Okay, this again, little fake move here. Rear hand comes, he jumps up into the air, his feet are off the ground with this shot. If you take a look at what he's actually doing, if you take a look and you can kind of see his weight, boom, he's on the front foot here. He's an orthodox fighter right now, and his heel, knee, head structure here, right? He's going to be throwing a left hook here, right? A leaping left hook, but he's going to throw it over here instead. Okay. Now, again, this is not how you want to be using this move. This is just like a technical problem. He doesn't have anybody in his gym that can do the things that he can do. So nobody knows how to correct it. Now, the reason that I know all the things that I know, you guys, and I can teach all this stuff is because I can do all the stuff that these guys can do, that they're doing. I can do it all. I can teach them how to punch really hard because I can punch really hard. I can teach them to punch really fast because I punch really fast. I can teach them how to do all these pull counters because I can pull counter. I know what they're doing. I see what they're doing. And if you guys want to learn, check out the Fouts Boxing Academy. There are weekly boxing lessons that are posted of the content of people posting, right? They send in their video of their training. I break it down. I teach them how to be better. You get to learn too. If you don't send in your own training, it's going to be way harder for you to get better though. So send stuff in, become better, all that stuff. But he doesn't have anybody to teach him what to do with all this crazy athleticism. Now, when we think about structure, right? 2-foot punching, right? Again, I'm the creator of 2-foot punching, the first person in history to figure out how all striking works. And the way that I teach striking, okay, with 2 feet punching, again, you guys can check out the stuff on my channel, or you guys can join the Fouts Boxing Academy and I'll start teaching you guys. Again, there are over 100 drills already ready for you to start practicing, viewing and learning, conceptualizing, okay? But look at him go down, jumping up. Again, when I posted videos teaching a very, very, very exaggerated version of this, people kind of laughed and said your opponent's going to see that coming a mile away. Well, here's the thing. You guys remember all those times that Bam Rodriguez has kind of just sat down in front of Estrada and done nothing? Well, here he's doing it, and now he's blasting out of a shot, and he's getting Estrada. Because he checked the line with it before, and now it's working, right? He's never fought off that move before, so now he's able to just jump on his line and explode on him. Anyway, some good shots, some decent work in here. Not a lot of times in the fight where Estrada was really getting beat down like that. Again, another really good sequence. Mostly a pretty clean fight. A lot of good boxing. A lot of following the rules of economy of motion. Now, here's that little move that Bam was doing. He gets to the line, gets to the front foot here, tries to fire this to the liver here, right, or to the body here, and gets cracked. Now, again, sometimes his post-punch defense not that good, right? If you're going to throw a punch right there, you better be prepared for your opponent to follow your punch back, right? It's one of the most common things, make them miss and make them pay. Well, I'll tell you what, if you punch me in the face, I can still punch you in the face. Even though I didn't make you miss, I can make you pay for that, right? You have to be prepared. Again, it's the cost of business. Jumping on his line, again, doing a good thing there. Didn't really get down, didn't have any post-punch defense. Again, he doesn't often make flaws like that, but I just wanted to include that one just to be a shithead. I guess I'll say, because it's kind of nitpicky because he doesn't actually get hit there that often, but it's just one of those things, right? Now, this round, he starts opening up with that rear hand again. And again, take a look at him down, up, again, with the rear hand as his opener. And again, with his little fake move here. Again, rear hand. Is he going to throw a 3? No, he's going to control and put his hand on his shoulder here and then pivot around. Is he going to throw a punch? No, he didn't wind up being ahead of him. Now take a look at the move that he makes, right? So immediately once he lands, he's going to start taking a step off the line. This is going to be very, very, very important for later though, okay? So pay attention. Okay, getting under, Rear hand again. Now again, he's going to see you get coiled. He's going to see you get down. Everyone's going to see that coming, man. They're going to, oh, there's just nothing they can, bop, got him, right? He's kind of parrying it a little bit, but he still has to fucking race him, right? Now, throws the rear hand. Little adjustment from Estrada, trying to counter it, right? Nothing bad, right? Not bad from Bam, right? But trying to fight him off of that layer here. Control. Now check this out. Oh, I missed one of the clips, by the way. But this is really, really, really important because Bam is going to do something here in the fourth round here. Feint him here. Boom. Okay, smash him with the rear hand. Now check this out. Look at him on the front foot here. Feints him, pushes him to the back foot, right? Cracks him with the rear hand. Okay, now oops. Okay. Feinting him with this jab. Now he pendulums forward. Boom. Look at him try to parry. Now take a look at the path of motion because last time he pushed him to the back foot, right? Boom. Punched him in the face, right? Now Estrada is not sacrificing his position, getting under for where that rear hand would be. Now coming forward, right? And look at Estrada, or look at Rodriguez countering him with the hook, right? Trying to push Estrada back to the back foot. And then Estrada rolls again right back to the front foot, right back to the back foot, creating a little pattern for Bam to follow. Okay, now makes it to this front foot again here. Boom, counter here, follow up. Now, take a look at him do this little thing here, right? Boom, and now he's going to do that step around thing. Look at a little fake move, gets hit with a little liver shot. Pivot, right? Here's the fake move going the other direction. Now he did a fast and snappy one. He did the move, and look at, again, he missed completely. Right? Now, again, I know that this is one of his signature moves. He does this thing, and it looks all cool, and then flinging and thing in there. But it's fake. It's a fake move. It's going to make you lose more offense than you're going to gain. And again, we got a few more clips to talk about with it. Okay. Rear hand, pull. Now, very interesting because notice he's ready with this next shot here, right? He's going to get on the line with that rear hand. Boom. He pulls for a first contact. So his first contact is pull while his is rear hand. Now, what's he going to do after he pulls? Come up with a counter, right? And Estrada is ready to counter with that hook already, right? Some beautiful boxing again, anticipating the layers, right? There's a cost of business, right? And right there, Estrada was ready to protect his rear hand punch with that left hook, right? Beautiful. Now, take a look at Estrada. Again, he goes down. He's going to explode out of that move. He's done it a few times, right? He's come out with the rear hand, right? We saw him come with that shot. Estrada making an excellent adjustment. And again, when you're thinking about your follow-ups, when you're thinking about boxing is real time. If you're trying to remember your last sequence and you're trying to be like, man, I remember that time that I did the 1-2 and I punched him in the face and it was easy work. Now I'm just going to jump on his line. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. It's going to be easy because I got him last time. And your opponent is like, man, I remember the last time he got me with the 1-2. That sucked. I'm not going to let him get me with the 1-2 this time. So when he throws the 1-2, I'm going to slip that 2 after catching the 1. I'm going to punch him in the head with the right hand and come back with my own left hook. Right? And then you got now you both got plans and strategies and you're going to mash them together on the next sequence, both thinking that you're right, thinking you're going to remember things. And that's what Bam Rodriguez is doing here. Again, following up, because now it looks like he just did something really stupid where he just jumped on the guy's line and did nothing and didn't control and didn't feint, right? Didn't set it up and he's getting punched in the face for it. Okay. Now this is really important. Okay. Because once he gets here, pull, he's jumping and stepping. Okay. He's jumping and he's stepping. And again, let's take a look at his guard. All right. This is his worst part. His hands are up right now. Look at him throw this punch though. Whoo. Sometimes he leaves that hole over his right side open. Okay. We're going to see a couple of clips, a couple of little better angles of that kind of stuff. But here's a really cool clip here. Boom. Pushing him to the back foot. Boom. So get into the front foot, back foot. And now look at him. He's on the back foot. Bop. Throws the jab. Now, again, he doesn't want to get pinned on the back foot and get hit with the right hand this time, so he comes to the front foot. What happens? Well, Rodriguez is going to reorganize his sequence, right? His patterns of attack here. And instead of going with the left cross or the left uppercut when he moves to this front foot, he's going to control him here, boom, as he moves to the front foot. Now he knows he's going to move straight back. And again, on second contact, this is second contact, on the third beat, he has to control him on the third beat. Boom, he's going to control him, doesn't let him leave. Now where is he? He's in that same position where he's on the back foot, but he's exactly not ready to roll to the front foot and get stuffed. A beautiful, beautiful adjustment from Bam Rodriguez. Man, was this fight sick, you guys. This was a really, really sick fight. Oh my goodness. Some of the best sequencing I've ever seen. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Just plays him like a fiddle. Allows him to roll to the front foot. Takes the shot, controls him with the stepping 1-2, boom, boom, and controls him on every layer. Controls him on every layer. He has him on has he beat on every street. Just some beautiful, beautiful boxing here. All right, moving on. Rear hand probe. Now this is really important because he just hurt Estrada. Where's his post punch defense? Did he move his head? Where's the cost of business? Okay, throws that shot. Now. He's throwing that shot with the cost of business not in mind, just like in the last shot. However, Estrada's going to make an adjustment. He's going to pull and come back and counter him because he's not a dummy. And he remembers the last time that he got punched in the face with that shot, and he said, that sucked. What do you mean all I have to do is give him a little pull and then counter him, and I can not get punched in the face again, right? Again, layers, right? Rodriguez expecting the same layer, the same type of contact, the same sequence to happen, right? But Estrada, very, very difficult fighter to fight. Beautiful. Again, another little adjustment from him here, pulling this way, and Bam Rodriguez with a little follow-up himself, trying to make it a little adjustment. Now, when we take a look at his guard again, this is one of those clips. Here's his guard here, right? See this hole here on the left side? Okay, see this massive hole here? This is all the hole here, right? Let me draw this more appropriately here. All this, right, is scoring space, right? I mean, this technically is too, but there's nothing exactly there, right? This is all, and this right here, very high level target here, right, on both sides of the head, okay? And that little gap right there is present on the other side as well. So as he comes forward with this shot and he peels, take a look at where his right arm is. Is he bringing it back up to guard the line? No. Now, take a look at this very uncharacteristic pull where he comes down instead of straight back and jumping off the line after he throws his jab. This is because he's getting smacked. Okay? Now, this is because of that hole, though. Okay? Take a look at this little hole here. Okay? As he gets to this position, again, look at this big gap in his guard here. Very, very, very big gap. His glove is not even clearing this area, right? Look at all this space that's free, right? All free. So he gets on the line. Now, Rodriguez brings his guard up to where his guard goes, but he's not blocking a left hook. He's just putting his guard up where his guard goes, but he's not interacting with a hook. He would be maybe lucky if he was interacting with a jab, right? Because if a jab came, it might be obstructed by his lead hand, but it's not. Again, this is one of those smaller things that's really wrong with Bam Rodriguez. Luckily for him, most people, and especially Naoya Inoue, well, actually, Inoue does have a decent left hook, right? It's okay, right? But he's not really a hooker. And that's probably like the best thing for him. Although he did, was his last opponent southpaw? I don't know. He's got a bunch of southpaws though on his record. Anyway, I wonder if Inoue's ever going to fight Tank. Tank been buttering him up for a long time. Now, gives him a feint. Huh, 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 huh. Beautiful. Eats a shot again. Post punch defense when he's like 3 beats, because that was like feint, right? Now, again, moves to that position, crosses the line. Normally he throws a body shot, makes him think he's throwing a body shot, explodes out of it with a headshot. Okay, beautiful boxing, beautiful little adjustment here. And again, That was a position that was not really yielding very many dividends for him. He was usually getting hit here, now turning it into a punch and a little follow-up here. Beautiful, beautiful shot. Again, pull, still gets him, doesn't throw the shot round, throws it straight. Now, again, little fake move, right? Has the guy trapped in the corner, control, pivots instead of continuing to throw punches, and just allows the guy to escape with bad defense. Again, this is a fake move. He would be better off if he just never, ever did it again. And this is just a beautiful little sequence. Look at him getting right onto Estrada's line, and Estrada's on the front foot. As he moves to the back foot, he usually lowers his guard a little bit. Watch his hands come up, and they're going to come down a little bit. But remember, he makes it to that back foot position where his weight's on the back foot. And by this point, Bam's just going to follow him and throw a full combination and just smash him. Some really, really, really slick stuff. Again, very, very tough to fight, Mr. Rodriguez is. Couple of stepping jabs. Now, again, what happens after those stepping jabs? He's going to follow up. He's going to take lead for dominance. Rodriguez got to, so Estrada's got to disrupt him, right? Stop him from getting too much information. Stepping jab, a little bit of fake counter. Boom. Cracks him. Now, this is not as bad as everyone thinks here, but let's take a look. Boom, jab. And he's trying to counter the second jab. Or he's trying to counter after the jab, but it winds up being a 1-1-2 from him, catches him here in that beat. But again, when we talk about the biggest flaws, and this is the biggest one, jab, he's on the back foot, he's stepping with this jab here, okay? He stepped with that punch, and now he's stepping off the line while he's getting punched here on third contact. Okay, so he countered on second, got hit on third, and right now his front foot is stepping on Estrada's front foot, and he doesn't wind up getting any weight to it, and winds up getting kind of tripped and goes down. Now, his butt never even touches the canvas. He didn't even go down all the way. He wasn't hurt. It was completely flash, knocked down, but like he's been hit harder by just random punches in the round that didn't drop him or hurt him. He just happened to kind of be in the air here. Now, again, here's that fake move. Remember all those times that Estrada was peeling away and getting away too quick? Well, here's Rodriguez cheating, holding him, and smashing him. Okay? Again, this is not a real boxing move. And the way that you can tell is that Rodriguez has to find a way to cheat to make it work late in the fight because it wasn't even working early in the fight. Right? Now, this is one of those moves that will start to work later on in the fight when your opponent gets tired. But everything works on your opponent when they're tired. Everything. You don't need fake moves to take advantage of a tired opponent. You can just do that with real ones. Okay, beautiful sequence here. Watch Estrada, pendulum, right? He's kind of rolling down, up, down, right? And he comes up, and look at Rodriguez, right? He sees his weight coming, right? And he pendulums with him, right? Oh, and he sees it again, and now he gets to this position, and look at Rodriguez rolling with him, but he didn't roll that time, right? Gives him a stepping jab, and now take a look at what Estrada's going to do. He's going to try to get on his line. Remember, he hurt him earlier with a 1-1-2, right? So Rodriguez is going to make a little bit of an adjustment. 1-1-2, boom, and beautiful shot. Instead of countering second beat, right, he goes for the third one, bop, bop, down, and then comes up with the uppercut. Fighting on third contact, right? Getting feinted, double feinted, countering the third beat. So difficult. Very, very, very difficult to stay composed, to do that at this pace, at this speed, with these amount of consequences, right? Now, I want you guys to think about the beginning of the fight and how many pull counters and how many crazy things that it was that Rodriguez was landing and doing. And it took him how long to start doing stuff that was cool like that? 6 rounds, right? That's what the feeling out process is, right? But he's landed crazy punches like all fight long, right? But the feeling out process gets you there. All right. Oh, by the way, let me know if you guys are watching this on mobile and if this filming was a little bit better doing it this vertical style. Yeah, let me know on mobile. Now again, getting to the line, and I just wanted to include this here. Take a look at this move here. He's on the line, high guard here, rear hand comes, pull, boom, counter. Now, when we take a look at somebody like Floyd Mayweather, right? And we take a look at what Bam Rodriguez is doing. Is this suspicious? I mean, it's no more any suspicious than like, I don't know. Let's say you just happen to have a professional boxer standing in front of you that may or may not want to be punching you in the face, right? You have a professional fighter standing in front of you that's going to get millions of dollars for knocking you out. That's about as suspicious as Bam Rodriguez looks, right? Why does Floyd Mayweather look so much more suspicious when he's setting up his pull counter, right? Because it's telegraphed. That's why. Because he sucks. Because his pull counters are shit. And just like I say with the Arturo Gatti, right? Every single fighter beat Floyd Mayweather's pull counter. Every goddamn one. Okay, and we're going to be posting those clips. Don't worry. We're going over the Floyd Mayweather fightography, right? But nothing suspicious. Pull counter. Boom, smash him. And then I think he actually gets hit right after that, by the way. But we're not going to talk about that. Jumping on the line with a little jab. Jumping on the line. Now this is beautiful, beautiful. Jumps on the line, first contact, no follow-up from his opponent, just shells up, rear hand, right? Lands the shot, excellent shot to the body. Now Bam Rodriguez is going to give him a little bit of a pull and weight. Third contact, fourth contact, fifth contact, sixth contact, and starts smashing him. Look at him set these layers up. Beautiful, beautiful boxing. Just jumps on his line, beat, and then he's going to wait for the third contact, beat, and then he's going to open up like a son of a bitch. Bop, bop, bop. Now, he throws more. I usually say 2 punches, boom, boom, and then you got to have some defensive responsibility. You got to have some cost of business. He doesn't. He winds up throwing a third punch and then trading. You know, to be honest, like, you should be expecting on the third beat, especially by this point, that a punch is coming. You should. You're not going to get away with more than 2, even if you were trying to race your opponent. Okay? But he's also really far ahead anyway. So trading right here, he's already the harder puncher. Not even that bad for him, right? He's, now, I'm not telling anybody that it's a good idea to ever try to trade punches with anybody, right? Now, again, jumps on the line, boom, second contact, third contact, throws the punch, gets blocked, countered, fake move. Was this a good sequence for Bam? Why is this sequence getting worse as the fight goes on and not better? Right? Again, countering him. Oh, I just wanted to. This is the highlight. Boom. See him stepping on his foot here because he's trying to land here and he kind of just falls. And his butt never even touches the ground. All right. That's it, guys. That's the whole film study. Layers, guys. Take a look at these layers. Bop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Deep layers here. Really high level boxing from both of these fighters, in fact. Now, is this passing of the guard, something of the torch, something? Shane Mosley still went on to fight Manny Pacquiao after he lost to Floyd Mayweather. Made a lot of money. He didn't really make that much money. He lost more money fighting Pacquiao than he gained because he lost his contractual interest in Golden Boy. He used to be a Golden Boy partner. Yeah, how crazy is it? They lost the nice guy. But Estrada's not done. He was the best guy before Bam, right? And he's probably gonna have to move up, go capture some belts, and wait for Bam Rodriguez at the next weight class. That's probably going to be what he has to do to get his rematch. But he's in this really bad place right now where Bam's going to catch you. You can't escape. If he moves up, maybe he can get the belts before Bam unifies the division. He can have some championship fights because I think Estrada's a really, really, really good, talented fighter. But I don't think, now this could change, by the way, too, because he did catch Bam with some really hard shots. But at the higher weight class, some of the flaws that Bam Rodriguez exhibits are going to be more noticeable and more costly. So anyway, don't forget to check out the Fouts Boxing Academy. If you guys are fighters and you're trying to become a better fighter. You want to learn how to shadow box. You want to learn how to hit the heavy bag. You want to learn how to hit the double in bag. If you want to learn, there's guys sending in sparring. We have a sparring place, right? If you want to learn how to become a fighter, or if you also want to connect with other people who are learning the Fouts Boxing Combat System. Okay, it's extremely important that you guys understand the value of this community. It's really, really cheap to become a part of. It's $20 a month. Again, it's a private coaching server with tons of film studies on it, as well as an entire community of people who are learning the same thing that you're learning, that you can discuss and watch them grow, watch them work. And I have my entire system fleshed out. Okay, the entire Fouts Boxing Combat System is on the Fouts Boxing Academy. Okay, so if you want to learn those things, you want to start doing those drills, you want to become a power puncher, you want to become a good fighter. If you want to learn how to do all the stuff that these guys are doing, but you want to learn how to do it better, if you want to do it faster, okay? Because a lot of the flaws that both of these guys have are things that should be easily able to be taken out of their camp in one camp. You should be able to fix any flaw that any guy has with good coaching in one camp. Okay? And the fact that Bam Rodriguez has had these flaws for so long means that they don't know how to fix them, or that they don't recognize them as flaws. Okay? Now, if you guys send in your video, you guys send in your training, you guys send in your stuff, I am going to see your flaws. I am going to see where you need to improve. I'm going to see the fastest and most efficient ways for you guys to become the best fighters that you can. Okay? Now, it's $20 to sign up. It's $20 a month. If you guys get a 6-month membership, it's $100, which is a huge discount. Or you can get a 1-year membership for $160, which is an even bigger discount. And all this is for community posting in the community. Again, I'll go over everyone's videos, teach them how to be better. Or if you want completely private coaching, you don't want to have to post your stuff, you can still post it if you want. You don't have to post it. It's better if you do, because people can see your growth and stuff. And I'll still probably post some of your stuff anyway. But you can become part of the community. You can watch and you can send your videos directly to me, and I'll watch your videos and get back to you. And it doesn't have to be shared. Some of it's still going to be shared. Not all of it will be completely private. Some of it will be shared among other private students. But more importantly will be the additional access to me in reviewing and contacting you and being able to converse with you. I'll be honest. I don't like a lot of questions. I like drills. When you got questions, right? Like, how do I do this? How do I do that? It's easier if you just do the drills, you send them to me, and I tell you how to get better, right? Asking questions is not the easiest way, not until you have some significant practice and stuff. But anyway, all that to say, the Fouts Boxing Academy is going to be a massive, massive, massive community, okay, for fighters. Now, all that to say, if you are from out of the United States, if you don't live in the United States, you don't live in London, let's say you live in like Brazil, or you live in, a place where you live in Germany, or you live in a place that your dollar is not as valuable as our dollar, okay? Message me. Tell me where you're from, okay? If you guys are looking for coaching, and it's different to pay for coaching when, your whole month you might make $500 and I'm asking for 20, right? So message me. I have other programs available to you. Leave a message in the comments. I'll send you a message, or you can email me, matthew.fouts@gmail.com. And we can work something out, because more importantly than getting super paid, right, is having people who want to work, who are going to build and grow the community. Again, I want this to be a massive community space. And if you get a 1-year membership, it's $160 a month, or $160 total for a whole year. That's $13 a month for coaching and film study and a community of people that you can meet with in person to train Fouts Boxing Academy ideas. Now, all that to say that also eventually I do hope to be able to travel and meet you guys, you're the more dedicated guys. And especially if there's a group of guys in a specific area, that I can create a class and go see you guys. So the Fouts Boxing Academy is the next evolution of combat sports theory and coaching and all that stuff. And again, we're going to be going over a few more of my more private ideas and these film studies and stuff when I talk about my keywords and how I teach, because people like Chris Algieri who want to copy my theory, who want to take credit for the way that I break down fights, who want to use my theory and don't want to give me credit, go fuck yourself. Okay? It's going to end now. I'm not going to be changing my style anymore just for you little clowns to keep following me. Okay? Chris Algieri, I'm going to be coming to your little channel and calling you out. Tim Bradley, I'm going to be calling you guys out now. It's time. Okay? It's time. All right? Now, anyone else in the comment section? I know I'm just kind of rambling now. Most of you guys are not listening, but I'm down in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Anybody who wants to come down and train, who wants to come down and meet me in person, okay? Even if it's just to talk shit, right? You want to be a shithead and maybe you want to fight me, okay? I'm in Albuquerque. Let's meet up, okay? People want to see what I can do, all right? How about somebody has the fucking balls to come find out?